And welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. We're getting there, slowly but surely, but let's do it together. So hit subscribe, watch, comment, keep the comments coming, and share with one friend, and we'll be well over 500,000. Meanwhile, this morning on my Substack, I wrote something which was called Tyranny Begins with Silencing the Truth. It was kind of the theme from last night's No Fear Tour in New York City, which I co-hosted with Jim Acosta. All right, it was a town hall that we put together. I gave a speech at the beginning, and I want you all to hear what I had to say. I want you to hear about our current political climate, which right now is unprecedented. And I ask you all to reflect on what past generations may think. But as I was saying, in my Substack, even of this morning, one of the things that I turn around and I wanted this speech to sort of emphasize is that I have been screaming from the rooftops since the day that I ended up breaking ranks with Donald Trump, that autocracy, it doesn't arrive with tanks in the streets or jackboots pounding down your door. No. It creeps in behind a velvet curtain that's disguised as policy changes, press pool adjustments, and a whole lot of gaslighting. And what we're seeing now, right freaking now, is Trump's attempts to dissolve the First Amendment into a puddle of propaganda. This is a masterclass in democratic erosion. And I talk about the founding fathers and what they would think today, right now, if they got a chance to witness what one man, somebody, the type of individual that they feared could possibly show themselves one day. I'm curious what they would think, and that's what the speech was all about. And it is so important that we understand where the Constitution came from, who were the people that were behind it in order to write the great document that they did, and how one man, after just about 250 years, almost 250 years, one man has figured out how to rip that document, the tripartite system of government, our rights away from us on a daily basis, and to do it with a smile. Play the clip.
But without further ado, let's bring out the one, the only, real, as he likes to put it, the real Michael Cohen. Michael, come on out, buddy. We're doing this. As Bill O'Reilly likes to say, we're doing it live. Michael is going to make some comments, make some remarks here. All right, let's listen in. Michael, here's a mic. Here's a mic.
Thank you.
There you go.
So good evening, everybody, and welcome to the No Fear Tour. Now, before I say anything else, I want you to imagine something with me. Close your eyes if you need to, but go there with me. Imagine standing in a small room lit by candlelight, 1787. No microphones, no social media, just ink-stained hands, sweat on your brow, and a dream, a radical dream that people could govern themselves. Imagine Madison, Hamilton, Franklin, Jefferson, all of them, sitting in the heat of a Philadelphia summer, arguing, debating, pushing back against the idea of unchecked power. They'd just broken free from a king, a tyrant, a man who believed that the government existed for him, not for the people. Now I want you to imagine them stepping into this moment, right now, today, and seeing this America. What do you think that they would say? What would they feel seeing a president stand before the American people, not to unite, but to divide, to inflame, to lie? What would they say? This is what we built? Or would they ask, how did it come to this? Because make no mistake, they saw it coming. They may not have known what Twitter was, but they knew power. They knew how it corrupts. They knew that someday, someone would come along who didn't want to be bound by laws, who wouldn't just challenge the system, but try to destroy it. And they warned us over and over and over again. They said, beware the man who wants more than the presidency. Beware the man who wants the crown. So let me ask you something. Have you seen what a man like that looks like? Because I have. And he's not wearing a robe. He's not sitting on a throne. He's flying in a private jet, hoarding classified documents, threatening judges, mocking veterans, and pretending that the law doesn't apply to him. He's turning the military against our own citizens. Remember that? When peaceful protesters were gassed in the street so that he could hold the Bible down like a prop? Does that sound like America? He cozies up to dictators and to despots while trashing NATO, while insulting our allies, while alienating every nation that used to look to us for moral leadership. He threatens businesses. Say something I don't like, and I'll destroy you. He pressures foreign countries. Help me win, or I'll withhold your aid. He rewrites laws to shield himself. He attacks prosecutors. He intimidates witnesses. He claims out loud that he has total immunity. Now, let me ask you again. Does that sound like a president? Or does it sound like a man who wants to be king? Because, my friends, when a president calls the press the enemy, when they demand loyalty, not to the Constitution, not to the country, but to him, when they silence dissent, when they criminalize protests, when they purge institutions and sow distrust in every election that they don't win, it's not America. That's authoritarianism, wrapped in a flag carrying a Bible. And we need to stop pretending that this is normal. This is not just political theater. This is not left versus right. This is about right versus wrong. This is all about whether we are still a nation of laws or a playground for the powerful. And here's the truth. A lot of folks just don't want to say out loud. Donald Trump is not an anomaly. No, he is a culmination. He is the embodiment of every single fear that the founding fathers had when they wrote that fragile document that we call the Constitution. And he's not alone. He's surrounded by enablers, by lawmakers who once swore an oath and now kneel to a man, by media figures who trade truth for ratings, by billionaires who think that democracy is a nuisance. And I want to ask you something again, and I want you to answer this in your hearts. If Washington could stand here today, if Franklin could look you in the eyes, if Jefferson or Madison could read the headlines that we've all seen, what would you tell them? Would you say, we let it happen? Would you say, we didn't think it was our fight? Would you say it was easier to just look away? Or would you say, we remembered what you built and we fought to keep it? Because we're not just voting in elections anymore. We're voting on whether the rule of law still matters. We're deciding whether the First Amendment still applies to the people or just to the powerful. We're deciding whether three branches of government can still hold each other accountable, or whether one man gets to burn the whole system down because he's afraid of accountability. So let me be absolutely clear. Donald Trump and the people who prop him up are exactly who the founders feared. They feared a man who would place himself above the people. They feared a man who would twist the military, the economy, foreign policy, and the law to serve himself, not the nation. They feared a man who would do it all, not for the good of America, but for the good of one man and a few who stand next to him to benefit. It took us nearly 250 years for someone like him to try. The only question now, the question our children and our grandchildren will one day ask us, what did we do when he did this? Did we stand up? Did we speak out? Did we fight like hell for this fragile experiment called democracy? Or did we let the crown slip back onto the head of a man who never deserved it? You know the answer. Now I want to know yours. And I want to thank you for joining us today. God bless you. And may we always, and I mean always, choose country over king.
Great. Michael, that was absolutely spot on. Fantastic.
Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.